All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got another replay for you. This time, this is a Minotaur. I've stopped the render at a kind of a pivotal part in the battle, I would say. Our player, Azadzihad, hope I pronounced that correct, has found himself in the middle of the map in an area that, well, frankly, is quite exposed. So let's see what happens. Let's see if he's going to make it out of there alive and what he's going to be able to do. Here we go. Let's get into the replay. And I did not take my introductory screenshot, so we'll go ahead and do that as we get into the game. Try to frame the Lexington over there in the background because she's just so sexy. Yeah, that'll work. Good enough. And of course, if we end up with any, death pick worthy moments, that will replace the cover picture anyways. All right, so what do we got here? Tier 10 to 8. You are tier 10, so you're top tier. That's excitement there. You are using Smoke Minotaur, so you are not running Minotaur. Let me just double check my settings, because things seem a little bit loud. That's probably better. Okay. So yeah, Minotaur, you can choose to bring smoke or you could choose to bring radar. And obviously they're used for different purposes. So radar is going to be used to essentially lock out destroyers and hunt them. Smoke is going to be used more to farm ships, especially at longer range. Now looking at the matchmaking here, I think you've got the right consumable for this particular match, right? Because there's a lot of battleships to farm. There's even a carrier, and Minotaur's anti-air, as you can see here, is quite strong. There's only 2 small ships, I guess you could say, right? There's 1 destroyer and 1 submarine. Other than that, though, it's going to be a whole lot of pew-pew and setting up the farm. Now, if you're going to do that, you have to keep in mind that you need somebody to spot for you. Fortunately, you've got a sub that's heading straight into B, who will most likely be able to provide some spotting for you. But if that sub is forced to go deep, or is destroyed, I think you'll lose a good amount of your spotting that you're kind of expecting to get here. There is also the Lexington's plane, so that comes in handy there. And now is the part where you kill your mouse. Spammy ships like this, I just get lazy. I hold down left mouse button because I don't want to, I don't want to keep clicking and killing my mouse, but and also, it's a lot of exercise on that finger. Anyways, you found yourself in a nice spot, but I think this demonstrates quite well the weakness of running a Smoke Minotaur that you have to be cognizant of, and that is you're very dependent on other people to spot for you. See, Duncan shows up, but it's too late. He's already turned around. So now you got to find another place to go and get your guns heard. Very interesting that none of the enemy has gone middle. Usually there's a couple that will go mid, but this time they didn't. They are both swinging on the outside. Now, that could be a threat for you, though, because these battleships, of course, could get good firing angles on you. Could manage to find you broadside, or even overmatch the bow and end your day anyway. So, this is a very precarious position that you're putting yourself into right now. And I can tell you're trying to be cautious with your approach. But I don't know what you're hoping to get out of this. Now, look at the Stalingrad. Do you have an angle? You do have an angle on the Stalingrad. There you go. Now you're noticing it. Took you a long time to see that. But fortunately, you've got the island, once again, blocking vision. You can fire over it, so you get to shoot for free. This is one reason why a lot of people prefer to play with radar on their Minotaur because they can use the islands, and essentially they don't need smoke, right? Because islands are, if you can block that line of sight, they basically do what smoke does, except they can't be torpedoed. So some might say it's even better than that. Now, had you been running radar, you could potentially have radared Alpha, and seen what's there for your team. Although your team's kind of running away from there anyway, so I don't know how important that is. You have incoming fire alert. Okay. Good use of reinforcing the sector. And here come the shells from downtown. Ouch. That was one citadel right there. That looked like that was the Yamato that turned and fired as soon as you were detected. And this is the weakness if you were running a radar Minotaur is, you know, with planes, you can't hide behind islands as easily. So it's a lot to think about. I often feel like a smoke Minotaur is a little bit easier because there's a little bit less you have to worry about when it comes to, you know, your positioning and everything like that. All right, getting yourself set up to hopefully farm the Stalingrad. Smoke would be a good idea now. And I would have held on that fire until you knew you were covered in that smoke. Last thing you'd want is that Stalingrad to see you. Because he's 14 kilometers away and his radar reach is 12. So, unfortunately, this smoke isn't really gonna... If the Stalingrad pushes you, this smoke is gonna help you. And I think you recognize that now. As you are backing out. And there's the Parsifal's planes ruining your spotting day. Their sub has gotten all the way up to your Worcester. You should be able to make quick work of the mines. The big question is, does any of the battleships have a firing solution on you? It doesn't look like it, but it's hard to tell. Oh, incoming. That looks like that's the Harbin. Insta DCP, I'm curious about that. Minotaur has a super heal. It heals a lot more, you know, damage to your ship than a regular heal does. So there's no need to DCP a fire like that. That puts you at extreme risk for a sticky flood, sticky fires, losing your engines. Here comes the Parsifal. And these planes can absolutely, you know, kill your engine, for example. And you're noticing, too, with the Minotaur, I found this out the hard way myself. It takes forever to get the ship to reverse and then to start moving forward again. So I find that, for me with the Minotaur especially, I crash islands. If I want to stop, I run into an island, and I let the island stop me instead of trying to stop and reverse like I was a destroyer or something. Now, I know you want to get into the sea cap here. But if you look... see, what was I talking about earlier with the DCPs? Way too early on the super heal, in my opinion. I know you want to get this cap, but unfortunately you can't just yet because you still have another 15 seconds left on your smoke. You're going to back out of the cap. Oh, you stayed in just by that one pixel. You need to smoke immediately if you want to get this cap. And then I would start moving at a quarter and turn northward. Get yourself out of this really sticky situation. But only a quarter. Anything more than that, and you're gonna derp out of your smoke. Oh, you just barely hung in. All right. Full speed north. Flip your guns. Yeah, I know. You want spotting on that. You're down by 3 ships now. Mines, remember, has his hydro that reaches 6 kilometer. So, this is... Very ill-advised at this point. Now, you could shoot at him, but if you shoot at him, you tell him that you are there. And... okay, you're gonna fire off both salvos. That's fine. And the mine's just torpedoing the smoke. That's interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I was just gonna say, you're gonna get detected by shooting. I would have just let your torpedoes do the talking. There's no need to open up there. And then again, it looked like all but one was gonna miss anyways. Don't shoot. Nope, too late. You shot on the way out, so now you are detected for another 12 seconds. Harbin is not coming into the cap. Those torpedoes will not do anything. At this point, I'd probably just stay on the Bismarck. And keep turning like you're doing, I suppose. But you gotta be careful, because... ah, this is so disorienting sometimes. Sorry about that. Be careful, because look at the Soyuz's shot here. And I was just gonna say that Marseille also has a shot on you. So you are... ugh, you kind of put yourself in the middle of everything now. Oh! That salvo could have ended your life right there. Now, you used to heal again. Look at this. You've got 3, 4 seconds, maybe 5 seconds of what we would say is wasted heal that you didn't need to use right away. You definitely need to back off because nobody is spotting for you. So I agree with the decision to back off here.
Get back. Torpedoes dead ahead.
And that would be the Sub-Salmon's torpedoes.
Torpedoes direct front. Torpedoes to start.
It's interesting that he is not spotting and pinging. There he is. Alright, the Salmon has 22 seconds of engine power left. And alright, he's gonna manage to miss the Haba, so that's good. Habarovsk did a nice job dodging there. And there's our sub. We've got 3 seconds until he's forced to surface. There it is. There you go with your depth charges. And he gone.
Enemy submarine destroyed.
Okay, so now the question is, what's next? Your Littorio just got killed by the Duncan. Soyuz is very strong, so I would not consider him to be the next target. Marseille might be a good pick, yeah. I would stay north of this island. Because staying north of the island keeps the Soyuz's guns from having a firing solution on you. You're smoking now? Question mark? Okay.
Smoke screen set.
So I think out of the heals I've seen so far, I don't know. I guess this one's been the most helpful because you know, are still able to shoot somebody. They're still detected afterwards. The other two, fortunately, were kind of wasted. That being said, like I said before, had you stayed north of that island and kept yourself out of the Soyuz's guns, you might have been better off. I mean, the Soyuz could have whacked you there. He totally missed, so you got lucky, in a sense. Harbin is in B cap. All right, Marseille's gonna die. Soyuz, look at the Soyuz. Now, while you've been working down this Marseille, one of the things you could have done too is thought about how am I gonna exit out of here, and not get whacked by either of those battleships. Unfortunately, you have but one choice to make, which is to go straight. Right into the Soyuz's face. Your smoke expires in 10 seconds. Reinforce the sector.
In 5 minutes.
Well, alright. You can definitely go for torpedoes. I also noticed you haven't single-fired any torpedoes, and I think that's a really helpful tool to use. Oh my god, he's shooting HE. What are we watching here? I find single-fire torpedoes are a little bit better because you can kind of try to anticipate what that player might do in order to, you know, make a dodge or whatever. AA Guns Expert. Your heel's up now, okay. Smoke. There you go. Absolutely have to break that line of sight. There you go, you broke it. I would stop shooting so that he doesn't know where to fire to hit you. Oh my god. That guy just gifted you his life. Right? He turned into those torpedoes. One. More importantly, he was shooting HE. Why do you shoot HE in a Russian frickin' battleship? If that was AP, you'd be dead. Game over, done. And now the Duncan says, I wish to die too. So I guess you can oblige him. Duncan's turning though, I don't think you noticed that. Reinforce sector. A little slow on that one. You missed an opportunity earlier to reinforce the sector as well. That's alright. Hydro here isn't going to help you. Well, maybe he will, actually. The Harbin might have a deep water torpedo solution on you. Hava nails the Duncan. Good. Okay. You guys actually have a chance to pull this game off. Come back from the middle of nothingness. Reinforce sector. Too late. Killing those planes is crucial, and that's why I suggested reinforcing that sector. Although you did manage to get out before those planes would have spotted you, so good. Don't shoot yet. Never mind. The reason I said don't shoot is because those planes might have spotted you, but you had just gotten behind the smoke, so... You got lucky there, and now you're able to use that smoke for a little while. Alright. I would have stopped shooting, but obviously too late. In my opinion, you're better off waiting for the Yamato to fire at the Marlboro, and then when he fires, then you shoot back at the Yamato. Still, he's only firing one shell. Oh. And now his last defiant salvo before he goes down. Got the kill, got the Kraken. Oof. And Confederate achievement earlier, and you just barely missed dying there.
Victory is in sight. Proceed to capture that area.
Whew. Alright, YouTube viewers, if you've gotten to this point, what would you name this this replay? Extreme luck? Ultimate luck? I mean, there's a lot that we're, you know, our Minotaur guy did right. There's a number of things he did wrong too. I'm frankly just amazed, not only that he's alive, not only that he almost hit 200,000 damage, but the fact that he's gonna win too. It's crazy. But that's random battles for you, huh? don't know, maybe I'll name it Smoke If You Got Him or something. And why not get the other kill? Sure. Alright. And with that, you have won as soon as you tick up another 3 points. And there it is. What a battle. You were so excited you put this both in replay analysis and Epic Games, so you wanted to show it off, but you also wanted some feedback. So hopefully I was able to do both for you. Let's go ahead and play through the battle and see what happened in this game. So there's your initial deployment. Going up to this island. You were a little bit late in responding to that Stalingrad that you could see. We started farming the Duncan for a little bit. That's fine, of course. Here's the first use of your smoke is in a little bit. And I'd argue you might have been better off maybe even smoking a little bit earlier than you did. Because these planes are going to come in and they're going to spot you right there. And when you get spotted, that's when you took the damage. So had you smoked before those planes came in, I think you'd have been better off. Instead, you waited to smoke until, frankly, it's too late. And so you weren't able to use that smoke. You get stuck back over here. Here's where you're DCP'd that one fire immediately when, honestly, I probably would have let it burn through. And then use that super heal to just go right back up again, because who cares? Now you're going into the cap. You're trying desperately to cap and not be spotted, but you don't have smoke available till now. There's the cap. And here's another mistake, backing it up towards the mines. Mines could have had his hydro going, could have wrecked it easily. Now you came out of the smoke. You got yourself detected because you shot as you were coming out of the smoke. Again, hold on to that fire. So trigger discipline could be something to work on. In each of these engagements, I've been noticing it looks like the enemies had somebody else to shoot at instead of you, like the Littorio, for example, right? So you got very lucky that the battleships were, I guess you could say, preoccupied with other targets. Here's the one smoke that worked for you. You were able to smoke back up and start farming down the Marseille, but you did not use this as an opportunity to turn your ship around. And I really think that would have helped. Instead, you're going to come through here, and then where's the Soyuz shelf? And I think there it is. And it's HE. Next smoke. Trying to get the Duncan out. You're not able to do so. Havarask is going to be able to finish the job, though. And then again, you came out from the smoke and got yourself detected a little bit too early. Fortunately for you, the Yamato wasn't able to land those shells. Wow. I mean, it's like, it feels almost like you're wandering around the battlefield with the machine gun and just flopping it down and and then picking it up and moving someplace else in front of the enemy, and the enemy just doesn't seem to care or have enough to deal with. But in any case, I hope that was helpful. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you did, consider commenting, letting me know, and of course, liking the video. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel yet, please consider doing so if you'd like. Remember, if you've got a replay that you would like me to feature, easiest way to do that is join my Discord, pop that replay in the replay analysis channel. You could also send me an email at lordzathna@gmail.com. If you have a minute and would like to support the channel, something else that you can do too is click on the fabletics.com/lord_zath link in my description. It helps tremendously with the clothing that they are providing me. Thank you, Fabletics, for sponsoring me. And hey, maybe, who knows, you'll find something that you like on their site. Or if you see something that you'd like me to request and try wearing, I could definitely do so for you. Just let me know in the comments. Until next time, guys, as Lord Zaz saying, thanks for watching. See you out there And happy anniversary to Warships. Peace out.